people of YouTube. Welcome again to an episode of Nerdy by Nature. I am your host, Alannis Maximus, and today we're going to be touching on something a little bit different from superheroes and movies. We're going to be going to the world of video games, and we're going to be talking about a game I've been playing recently. But before I let you know what it is, we are going to be cutting away to information about the competition we're running right now for our sub-goal. I'm going to use that good old time travel technology to throw back to past me and Tommy and to talk about it. So without further ado, take it away, guys.
Hey guys, Tommy West here, your host from Loud Media. And guess what? It's competition time.
Are you a drummer? Do you want to be a drummer? Or do you just like shiny things that are cool and loud?
If so, then this competition's for you. All you have to do is do one simple thing.
Head over to our YouTube if you're already here. Good. Hit the subscribe button. We want to get up to 100 people.
Once we hit 100 subscribers, one lucky person, one subscriber, one only, will get a chance of winning a Soul Tone Symbol Custom Brilliant Tommy West Escobar Series Splash. Now, I'm going to bring up some footage of what they look like right now. Ooh, they're pretty, aren't they? They're pretty, aren't they, Alan?
They sure are, Tom. They're shinier than my dad's bald head. If he was bald. He's not. Anyway, once we hit that 100 subscribers, we're going to be picking one very lucky person to win this symbol.
That's right. You could be a winner. So subscribe now.
So there you have it. Nice, easy way to win some shiny free stuff. And who doesn't like shiny free stuff? So yeah, smash that subscribe. Share the love for us as well if you feel so inclined. Like, share, comment. Any love is good love when it comes to the YouTube world, and we definitely appreciate it. Also, remember to hit the bell icon. Get notified for when we're uploading, because we do upload a lot of content, and I'm sure you'll like it. So stay in the know. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about a game I've been playing called Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. This is a Super Smash Brothers style kind of side-scrolling platform beat-em-up. Good time waster and a lot of nostalgic fun. It brings together a cast of characters from classic 90s Nickelodeon right up to today, across all the generations really. And that would like to lead me to what I'd like to start with, which is talking about the characters, because it is a very good mix. To this day, we've had 2 DLCs. We've had Shredder from the Ninja Turtles. We've had an interesting one, which is Garfield the Cat. I didn't know he was Nickelodeon up before this happened, and turns out somewhere along the lines, to some capacity at least, he is now a Nickelodeon character. So good old lasagna-loving Garfield is there, the hater of Mondays. Gotta love it. It was nice to see him there, and definitely brought some nostalgia there as well. Now, there is a lot of must-haves in the lineup, I think. There is also a lot of interesting choices, but it's a solid staple of 20 characters as well, just off the mark. And I'll let you know who they are, just so you can be in the know. There is Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender. There's April O'Neil from the Ninja Turtles, which I thought was a bit of an interesting choice. I definitely wouldn't have picked her as an opening character. If a character at all, that's just me. Maybe there's a lot of people out there that like the character and want to beat people up, so good for you guys. There's also Danny Phantom, from Danny Phantom. There's Helga from Hey Arnold. Good old football head Arnold is not in there yet at this point, but Helga is. You've got Korra from The Legend of Korra. You've got Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles, their fearless leader. You've got Lincoln Loud from the newer cartoon, The Loud House, as well as Lucy Loud from the same show. You've got the good old party guy Michelangelo with his nunchucks and ninja ass kickery in a turtlesque fashion. You've got Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberrys, Oblina from Our Real Monsters, which I really like seeing in there because that was definitely one of my favorites in the 90s. You've also got Patrick from SpongeBob, and you've got Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy, who probably one of my favorites to see there because he always cracks me up. Ren and Stimpy's probably my favorite Nickelodeon. And then the first Nickelodeon I saw, to my knowledge as a kid, and Powdered Toast Man is just always mint, so I'd love to see him in there. You've also got Ren and Stimpy themselves. Interesting thing is it's the two characters in the one selection, which makes it kind of nice and fun there. You've got Reptar from Rugrats, Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, SpongeBob himself. You've got Toph from Avatar The Last Airbender, and you've got Zim from Invader Zim, which is another really cool addition. I love Invader Zim, and it's good to see him in there. I hope that they bring in Gur and other characters as well as DLC continues. Each character does have a reasonably distinct play mode and strength. For example, Aang's low damage, but has like really good chaining of combos. You've got Reptar that is more of a powerhouse, a bit slower. So once you get the hang of it, you can notice a variance in the kind of play styles for each character. And at this point in the game, they're consistently releasing a new character. As I mentioned before, we've already got Garfield, we've gotten Shredder. So hopefully this keeps going, because there's definitely some more I'd like to see, and I don't think I'll see everyone I want to see, but yeah, there's definitely a few more I'd like before the curtain is drawn on this one. Some of them, like, I'd like to see some Angry Beavers. I'm surprised they're not in there. Rocko's Modern Life, Fairly Odd Parents. I'd also like some more of the Ninja Turtles, really, and some more Zim characters. Probably my biggest wish list, I guess. At this point as well, there's a good list of options for stages. Probably more than I'd really need. There's 20 stages. Now, whilst they lack a bit of detail, they have a lot of nostalgic value. Some of them, like the Ren and Stimpy level, have some very nice Easter eggs. Some of the stages, though, which have more of the gimmicks, I'm not a big fan of, because it almost feels like you're fighting the stage as much as you're fighting your opponents. But yeah, having said that, most of the stages are quite nice to play on, and yeah, quite thoroughly enjoyable. And some general upsides I really like about this game is it is a great time waster game. You just really kind of find yourself lost in just the addictiveness of each fight. As I said, lots of nostalgia there as well. It is a lot faster paced than any or most platform fighter games I've played. There's faster recovery times and movement, so it's a bit more on your toes, I think. And it makes for a great party game. And I think one dying thing about gaming these days, especially console gaming, is hot seat gaming and party gaming. You don't see it that often. This is a great one that, regardless of your gaming skill, you can take to your friend's house, sit around with 4 of your friends, have a few beverages, eat some popcorn, and have a fun time just playing this game. I can guarantee you'll be stuck at it for hours. It's got that kind of vibe to it. And generally, I've had a pretty big blast with it, all things considered, and the price is definitely right for it. Now, some downsides, some nits to pick, I think that let it down a little bit, is at least on console, multiplayer. I don't know if I'm unlucky living in an Australian time zone, if I'm just poor in choosing what times I want to play, but I find more often than not, online is just a ghost town. Like, never finding quick matches, rarely finding lobbies, and when you do, it's very not populated. So I don't know if this maybe went under the radar for a lot of people, but yeah, it's a little disappointing. I hope that does pick up and we do start to see it a bit more popular and seeing that a little more active, because without that, it does get a little, like, you can't sit there and play it for hours and hours just by yourself. I find it does not offer that kind of experience. Another thing is there's a lack of content for the single player. You've got your kind of stock standard arcade mode, you've got your just versus mode, and you've got not really worth mentioning sports mode, where it's kind of like a pseudo soccer / fighting game, which I myself had a lot of trouble being interested in. Another thing I guess I found weird with it, and maybe is a sign of budget restrictions, is there's very little remixes or even inclusions of the classic theme songs from the cartoons they have. The soundtrack is very generic, and I think lacks that kind of nostalgia through the music, which would have really uplifted it a bit. As well as there's no voice acting, no grunts or groans of the characters to really add that Nickelodeon zaniness. So it half feels like you're not playing those characters in a strange way. Like, it just is a little soulless or robotic, which I think may have come down to, once again, budget limitations or rushing the game. But yeah. And another thing, lastly, I guess, if I'm to nitpicks, is there's no real driving unlocks. Now, the game has a pretty big lack of alternate skins. You get all the levels straight away. Yeah, the only real unlocks you get are still pictures and jukebox songs. As I said, the music's not really that worth listening to, so the jukebox is nearly pointless, and still pictures are exactly what they are, still pictures, so they don't really go that far. So in some ways the game is a little bit soulless and not quite where it should be, which is maybe why it hasn't taken off as it should. But as I said, in Australia, it cost me $60 close to launch. No, on launch day, I should say, which is incredibly cheap. So I'm guessing it was even cheaper across other places in the world. We aren't charged to the nose for gaming. So yeah, it's definitely worth its price, especially if you have some friends to play with consistently, or you just want to check out and hopefully have a better experience than me with finding people online to play with. Or of course, if you just enjoy smashing it out in nostalgia yourself. Like I consistently come back to this game when I don't know what to play, if I want to fill in a little bit of time. It definitely does its job at that, and I definitely have fun doing it. So it's by no means a bad game, but I just think it could have been delivered a little bit better. Maybe deadlines were pumped onto the devs. Maybe there's budget limitations. Who knows? Who knows? But all in all, I'll say it is good, and it is definitely worth a buy. And that's about all I really have to say on this game. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a stray from the superhero thing. We're going to be doing more video gaming stuff as well, because the show isn't called Superheroes by Nature, it's called Nerdy by Nature. So hope you're enjoying this as much as the deep dives I've done into the superhero things. But either way, remember, we do upload a lot of content weekly, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share our stuff, hit the alarm bell so we know when it comes up. Also, remember, Facebook, best place to know what we're doing, as we can put a bit more text-based content there rather than YouTube. And we have also just hit Instagram, so there's another social for you to get on there to stay in the know. So we're widespreading the internet. Good way to get in touch is to just follow us on all of them and share the love, really. But until next time, I've been Alannis Maximus. Thank you for watching.